President Trump heading to Pittsburgh today to tout his tax cut plan, but he's also there to stump for Republican State Representative Rick Saccone in his congressional run. Why is this special election so important? Here with an answer, Republican political strategist Mike DeVanney. Thanks for joining us this morning, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jillian. Glad to be here.
Look, Pennsylvania was huge in Donald Trump winning the presidency. We all know that. And his popularity, especially in this area, wasn't really a concern. Do you think that's going to be a shift now? Is that why he's going out there?
I think President Trump and the White House are coming to southwestern Pennsylvania, not only because it's a battleground for presidential politics, but we have a March 6th special election for the 18th congressional district. It's going to be a hotly contested race, and I think the White House is showing its commitment to making sure that that race stays in Republican hands.
You know, after the loss in the Alabama Senate race, that was a huge thing for the Republican Party last month. How important is it that they win this one?
I think it's critically important. This is a district that President Trump won by 20 points. Mitt Romney, when he ran for president, won it by 17 points. And despite the fact that Democrats outnumber Republicans in this district, we've been electing Republicans here in southwestern Pennsylvania despite that registration disadvantage. And so it's conservative Democrats, it's Reagan Democrats, it's pro-life, pro-gun Democrats who really are the swing voters in this district. They were very important parts of President Trump's coalition, and they're going to be critical to Rick Saccone winning.
We have a Gravis poll right now that shows Rick Saccone with 46% and Connor Lamb 34%. Connor Lamb, obviously the Democrat there. What do these numbers tell you at this point?
Well, first and foremost, they tell us that the Republican Party has invested in Rick Saccone. On the airwaves here, Saccone allied groups have been on the air for over 2 weeks. And despite the fact that national Democrats continue to tout Connor Lamb as the best candidate since sliced bread, they really haven't come with reinforcements and money. Poll numbers move when there's been advertising and television advertising. Saccone's had the backing of the party, and thus far, Lamb has not. He's still waiting for reinforcements.
Is this race a blueprint for 2018 for what's to come this year?
You know, I think it certainly is. Look, this is a district that President Trump, as I mentioned, won by 20 points. We had a special state Senate election in Wisconsin yesterday in a district that the president won by 17 points, and they voted for a Democrat. So obviously, the eyes of the nation are going to be on the March 6th special election. If the Democrats do win this race, you know, certainly they're winning a race in deep red Republican territory. Yeah. And that really could be, you know, an omen for what's to come in November.
Which territory that wasn't a problem last year. Let's talk about the significance of President Trump meeting at the manufacturing plant while he's out there.
Well, look, this is a great opportunity. I know the president's going to be here along with Secretary Mnuchin as well as Rick Saccone to highlight the already the effects that businesses and employees are seeing in the tax reform bill. There's also an interest here in this special election because the Democratic candidate is someone who's spoken out against tax reform. Rick Saccone is somebody who has spoken in favor of it. We're going here right to a business where you're seeing employees who are not quote unquote the rich who are already seeing the benefits of this tax bill. We're seeing a local company here in Pittsburgh that's already reinvesting not only in its employees and in its equipment and growing. And, you know, this is going to be a key issue in this race here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Well, right. And those people that you speak of that aren't, quote unquote, the rich in this country, they're the people who are in favor of the tax plan, the tax reform plan.
Well, President Trump in the White House talked about coming here to the forgotten people here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Look, Pittsburgh is a growing, vibrant city, but, you know, you get a little outside of Pittsburgh, and there are still some areas that are hurting. This is exactly the type of policies that are going to empower workers, not the rich. And I think not only is this a microcosm of this race, but this is exactly what we're seeing throughout the country. We hear the rhetoric that things like the tax reform are only for the rich, but it's actually working people who are going to benefit from it. It's going to grow our economy, create jobs, and that's going to be important for the Republicans this fall.
Absolutely. Mike DeVanney, we will certainly see what happens. Thanks for joining us this morning.